Hello, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, Ananda, Fauziah.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, are you ready for the thesis defense?
Yeah.
Okay, you ready for the thesis defense?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna make you the co-host, and then you can do the share screen by yourself. And then after that one, you're going to have 10 minutes maximum to explain, to elaborate your complete thesis, yeah. And then after that one, you're going to have the Q&A. Okay, Ananda, Fauziah?
Okay, sir.
Okay, best of luck. Come on, time is yours. Okay, come on, Ananda, Fauziah, you may start the explanation today.
Okay. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Good afternoon, Mr. Muhammad Sofian Hadi. My name is Ananda Fauziah, and my professor is Miss Lia Tuliza. And today I wanted to explain my thesis defense entitled "A Linguistic Analysis of Language Style in Alternative Universe," recommended by Fiastro on Tumblr. So next slide. Next slide is chapter 1, including background of the study. So language is a communication system that can be represented not only through words, but also through gesture. In human life, language is a tool of communication to share what their wants, message information, and gives ideas to other people. And in linguistics, is concerned with the nature of language and communication. Every language has a system of linguistic rules that can be learned in terms of phonology, morphology, phonetics, syntax, semantics, pragmatics, and social linguistics. And according to Wardell, 1986, that language is what the members of particular society to speak. Sociolinguistics focus on what factors are language and influence of language on society. The way language is used, including language varieties and style of language. Language style is the variation of language that used by people to communicate with others, written or oral. And in this researcher used the types of language style according to Martin Jo's theory, and the usage of language style can be found and observed in Tumblr social media. Tumblr is a research available to researchers. Tumblr is one of the favorite social media because they can make a simple blog, upload photos, videos, audio files, written text, and today there's a fictional writing gets a lot of attention called Alternative Universe or AU. It is a fictional story created by a fan by using their idols as a visualization. Okay, next. And next is my theories. The first is about linguistics. According to Sarif, 2016, linguistics is a mathematical language science, which is the examination based on methodology and reasonable. And next is about language style. According to Kusuma, 2019, language style is the method in which individuals communicate their feeling or ideas or written meaning. And in here, researchers use language style based on Martin Jo's theory. There are Fauziah. Fauziah is the most formal language style that is by people in public speaking, which is the word fully penned before, such as a speech from the president, document, or law. And next is formal, is typically employed in significant or serious contexts, such as learning in the university classroom. And when addressing someone, use Mr. or Sir. And next is consultative, is utilized in semi-formal communication, which is a conversation between strangers. And next is casual. Casual is related to or talks with friends, such as outside the classroom when students conversation and it is an informal situation. And the last is intimate, which is you talk with family, closest friends, beloved one, and such as with the label dear, mom, or make a in dialogue sentence, I love you and honey. And the last there is about alternative universe. According to Sauro 2019, alternative or alternative universe as fan fiction story that changes the original elements of the character included in the story, such as changing their gender, race or ethnicity, occupation, name, and social status. Okay, so next is methodology, and there are time, and place, and Tumblr was chosen for the research phase, and the writer started collecting data from 1st July 2022 up to 8 August 2022. And next is the method. The method in the study used qualitative descriptive method to identify the focus of research problem. And next is data and data source. The researcher used data in the study is from an active Tumblr account named Fiasro, and the data source is taken from one of the made by author entitled Payment. The story finished on 5 February at 12 p.m. to 20 and 21. And next is about technique for analyzing the data. So there are several procedures. The first is data obtained from Tumblr social media account Piastro. Then the researcher reading the contents of the whole story. Then the researcher taken the story script. Next, the data was selected based on the conversation and grouped into 5 language styles. And next is data transcript and classified and identified. And next is data analyzed descriptively. And the last is the researcher interpret the result of the analysis to make conclusion. Next is links. So here there is a table of language style that I found. The first is frozen sound, and in here there is no data found in the story. Next is formal style, some like frozen, there is no data found. And next is consultative. There are 2 the data, and the example I taken is from conversation data 4. The conversation is between Jonghan and Wen Junhui, with the sound of dialogue between the two is introducing themselves. It is classified and as consultative because there are some characteristics, as on Martin Jones theory, that in semi-formal situation and talks with strangers. And as we know, between Jonghan and Jun in here is 2 people who just meet and get acquainted. And next is casual, and there are 10 data found in this story, and the example taken from conversation data first, and the conversation between Ananda and Johan, and the sentence is when Johan said what's up. It is classified as causal style because the sentence usually used between friends, and then this conversation in informal situation as Martin Jones theory. This is the characteristic of causal style. And the last is intimate. And there are 6 data, and the example from data 18, the conversation between Nan and Johan, with the sound of dialogue between 2 is said I love you to each other. And based on Martin Jones, intimate is conversation is when someone talks with family, beloved one, and very close friend where you tend to reveal yourself. So it is usually is unintimate. So next is about the conclusion. So on my phone, the type of language I am found in this result of data analysis, there are three: consultative, casual, and intimate. The data is gotten from Story Alternative Universe, the entitled Pac-Man. There are 18 data based on Martin Jones theory, and the most theory used in this story is casual style as much than the data. Okay, thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, thank you very much, Ananda, Fauziah. Now let's go back with your first slide, please. Okay. My first questions, you're mentioning here a linguistic analysis of language style. Uh, which part of linguistic analysis that you conduct for this research?
Which style?
Yeah,
On
which part of the linguistic analysis that you conducted for this research?
is which part is the language style. I conducted the linguistic in social linguistic. There are part, and the part is about language style.
Okay, next one, you're mentioning Alternative Universe Pac-Man by Viastro and Tumblr. So what is it? It seems like it is a new thing for me. Viastro and Tumblr, Pac-Man. Pac-Man, yeah, I guess it is a games, right?
Yes, the title.
The
Title
title.
of the story.
Okay, would you please explain it more? Alternative Universe, Pac-Man, and then also with the Viastro and Tumblr, please.
AU is a work of fan fiction that departs from their real life of the fictional universe that the framework is based on, sir. So the alternative universe is the phenomena that is right now is popular in social media. So that's why I use this alternative universe. And next is Pac-Man. Pac-Man is the story which is written by Piastro. With the story is talk about friendship, love, and there are three characters, main character. There are YN as your name, and I put my name as one of the character. And next is Jong Han, and the last is Wen Junhui. And Piastro is the author of this research of the title Pac-Man, and Tumblr is the application who will enough popular and can be accessed with smartphone with free. It sounds like to make blog and to write article, to make photos, videos, and things.
Okay, thank you. That's enough for the first slide. Now let's go with the second slide, please. Okay, for the background of this study, I want you to mention some facts and then also some preliminary research based on the observation as the basis for you to conduct this research, please. Ananda, Fauziah. Some preliminary research, some fact, yeah, and then that you make as a basis to conduct this research from your background of this study. Come on.
So there are three previous study is in this story. The first is so the difference between me and another research is the objects of this research. So them use Indonesian movie, advertisement on television, maybe on novel, or maybe on speech, and I use alternative universe.
Okay, so which one is the fact? Which one is the proof that you use for the background of this study, please? Maybe the percentage of any of it and then blah, blah, blah. Come on.
The length, according Martin Jones. It depends.
Okay, you're not getting my point. Now let's go to the next slide, please. Okay, you were grouping three kind of theories here that support your research, starting with the linguistics, and the next one language style, and the next one alternative universe. Okay, I want you to please try to connect all the three terms, all the three theories that you use, please.
Connected. So there are is talk about language. Yes, is explain more about language and about the style in communication with the right way.
And
And it is in written communication.
no, I mean, you gotta explain the first theory is of linguistics, blah, 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 related with your title. Second theory is about the language style. You gotta explain it also about the language style, yeah, style with the title of yours. And then also with the alternative universe itself. Come on.
So linguistic is the file of language that can communication to with other. And next is language style. And with my thesis, it is related because we talk about language more deeply. So I have to know about language style because language style is the part of language of communication when we talk with the other. So I have to conduct this language style because some people don't know to if in communicate either in verbal or written. There are various style of language in the communication. So when example when we talk with our parents, so we have to know how to communicate with the right way and know the category or types language style.
Okay, next slide, please, to your method. Okay, the research method, I want you to please try to give a clear step. How did you conducted the research? How did you collect the data? Till how did you analyze the data, please?
So at first I collecting data and I go to Tumblr application. Then I ask to researcher to conducting his title. And next I will read the whole story of background story. And next I will select data based on Martin's theory and classified into part of conversation. And next I will analyze with the descriptively. And then the last I make the conclusion. There, where is the most data found?
Okay, thank you very much. Now let's go to the next slide, please. Okay, look at this one. Based on your finding, you are mentioning several type here, language style type, and then found data analysis. First one, present style. And then second, it is formal style. Next, here it is consultative style, casual style, and then intimate style. Okay, what will be your aims here in mentioning all of the types here? It is based on the theory by Martin Jones, or what is it? Why did you mention present style here? No data analysis. Formal style, no data analysis. Yeah. And then for the rest three here, starting with the consultative, casual, and then intimate style. I guess that should be okay if you put it here, since we have the pound data analysis. And then what about the rest two? Present style and then formal style. Ananda, Fauziah.
So why present style is then zero data? Why I can found data? Yes, is I put the data is from conversation, sir. So I read the data, then I classified based on Martin Jones. There are, because in Martin Jones theory there are some characteristic for each style. So I put it on it.
Okay, so all five here is characteristic of the language style type by Martin Jones,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Okay, when we try to use some kind of theories that we are going to use in analyzing our finding, we are going to focus to the found data analysis, right? This one. Yeah. But why did you have to put present style zero found data analysis and forward style zero found data analysis? Come on, what is it? Why?
Why? Why? Because in I put the example of my data. No? Example conversation.
Okay, let's go with the conclusion. Let's go with the conclusion, please. Come on. Okay, the type of language style found in this result of data analysis are consultative, casual, and then intimate. There we go. For the conclusion, you're mentioning only three types.
Yes.
Yeah, and then this type of the language style, not language style based on the Martin just kind of theory, right?
Yes.
Okay, so you don't have to put the rest of the two category on it. Yeah. And then in this study, there are 18 data. The analysis based on the five language styles using Martin Jones theory. Each style has been analyzed, and the most theory used in this story is casual style as much 10 data. Really? This the most theory used in this story is casual style? Okay, go back with the previous, please. Go back. Casual style. Intimate. Okay, now go back please to next. Okay, for the conclusion. So from the casual style as much 10 data here. So what is it? What will be the impact of it for your research here?
The impact, so we can know about language style more.
Okay, it is only knowing of language style, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
Okay, thank you. Ananda, Fauziah. Next, you're going to start over with me here, starting to work on your first chapter, second chapter, third chapter, fourth chapter, and then last chapter. Okay, and then you're going to see me in my office here when we are going to discuss more about your revisions. Okay, Ananda, Fauziah, thank you very much for joining this thesis defense. Let's close this thesis defense here. We're setting Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah, and then you may leave this meeting. Thank you.
There are Tasha Amanda Whiskey want to enter it with me. I have to admit it or no?
No. I'm gonna talk with her. Yeah, you may leave this meeting. Thank you. I don't know.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yeah.